Regularity bodies in the electrical sector and their rules. Electricity has become the part of the modern world. Have you ever imagined a life without electricity? Often we tend to take electricity for granted. Electricity is an essential requirement for all the facts of our life. It has been recognized as a basic human need. Do you know nearly 13% of our modern world are still living without electricity? To know how electricity reaches our home. Electricity reaches our home in three ways, namely generation, transmission, and distribution. Let's start with generation. First step to get electricity in our home is to generate it, and place where it is generated is called power station. Power station can be of different types: thermal power station, hydro power station, nuclear power station, solar power station, etc. Job of all these power station is to generate huge amount of electricity. In thermal power station, electricity can be generated by heat produced by the combustion of coal, oil, or natural gas. In hydropower plants, energy of a moving water is converted into electrical energy by means of huge hydraulic turbines, which coupled with generators. In nuclear power station, energy is generated by heat released by a nuclear reaction. In solar power station, electricity is generated by converting solar energy into electrical energy, solar energy, wind energy, biomass, etc. All these sources known as green source of electricity, as they do not cause any pollution. These generating stations are located far away from the consumers, as they should be located near the primary energy source like water, coal, etc. Power is transformed to long distance in transmission phase. This distribution transformer for which further lowers and power is carried by lines, which helps to get the electric in our home. To summarize how we get electricity in our home, first step is to generate electricity using different power stations. Then this power is transformed to long distance using transmission lines, which is the second step. And the power is stepped down to distribution phase, which is the last steps, and the low voltage power is ready to get into our house. The Central Electricity Regulatory Commission and the Regulatory Commission of the state are largely responsible to design the board contours of the power sector in the country. They frame regulations for power generation, government and private transmission, and the distribution company in their areas of jurisdiction. The Union Cabinet may shortly consider that the aims to delicense power supply, allowing multiple distributors in the same area and giving consumer the option to switch power supply. The bill is accepted to be introduced in the monsoon session of a parliament that begin on 19 July 2021. India is the world's third largest producer and consumer of power, but the poor distribution has been one of the biggest challenges. In August 2015, Mr. Modi launched a $2.5 scheme to electrify all Indian households by December 2018. As a part of this scheme, all 5,97,464 inhabited villages in the country and more than 5 million households have been connected to the grid. Indian government has set an ambitious goal of integrating large amount of renewable energy generators in the electricity mix by 2022. The estimated investment required to achieve the target is $80 billion. Poor financial health of electricity generation companies and distribution companies is a cause for the concern for the banking sector. Poverty, lack of resource, lack of political will, poor planning, and electricity theft are some of the major causes which have left many villages in India without electricity, while urban areas have enjoyed the growth of electricity consumption and capacity. At present, in a power sector, nearly half, that is 49.15%, is under State Electricity Board, which is followed by public sector units like NTPC, NHPC, MPCIL, etc. The role of private sector is about 19.85%, which is present least among the three sectors. But private sector is growing at a greater pace than any other sector. Private company in a power sector contains major players in a private sectors like Reliance Energy, Suzlon, Tata Power, etc. The company under the Reliance Anil Dhirubhai Ambani Group, Reliance. The company provides various services such as electricity generation, distribution, natural gas exploration, production, transportation, and distribution. The company owns 6 coal fired projects producing 14,620 MW of electricity. Public sector units in power sector contains major roles in public sector like NTPC, NHPC, MPCIL, DVC, CERC, etc. State Electricity Board in power sector contains complete list of companies in state sectors with a brief overview of all the companies in generation, transmission, distribution and the Regularity Commission.